So is this going to be the last interest rate hike? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky here with Technical Solutions. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. So one of the first things that I quickly want to talk about is this article that I found to be super interesting, and it's from bankrate.com. One of the things that it began to answer for me is not only the market's expectation for the next interest rate hike. So for those that are unaware, again, feel free to go to the federalreserve.gov website, go to the calendar section. And as you guys can see, on May 3rd, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time is the next time the Federal Reserve will announce their next interest rate hike during their FOMC meeting. Again, I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys let me know in the comments section what you think is going to happen. But based off of what the market is currently expecting, says that this could be the Fed's last rate hike for a while. One of the things that I found to be more interesting is, well, why would they stop, right? Inflation is coming down. We're still not at that 2% target. We currently sit at 5% for those that remember. So why would we stop now? So banks are paying the most in interest in over a decade. Credit card rates hit record highs. Mortgage rates surged to speeds that have never been seen before. And the U.S. economy is expected to face the most widely predicted recession in years. Now, this is the thing that I found to be the most interesting. It's the key takeaways, right? The Fed is expected to raise rates by 0.25 percentage point, so 0.25%, bringing the benchmark to 5 to 5.25%, the highest since 2006. Now, more than 53% of people who polled into Bankrate expected to peak at 5 to 5.25%. Only nearly 1/5, so about 18% of the economists that actually entered the poll said that they expect 2 more rate hikes, right? But it shows that over 50% expect that this one that's going to happen in the month of May, right? May 3rd, in literally just a couple of days, is going to be the next rate hike. Now, why is this important? Well, remember, the market began going down when the Federal Reserve began to raise interest rates very quickly, right? It's the way that the Federal Reserve moderates inflation. They were raising interest rates very quickly and very aggressively. This caused overall inflation, right? Or try to get our inflation in control. And this caused the overall market to have a downturn. For those that are unaware, again, this is the NASDAQ ETF. And we can see that when they really began to aggressively raise interest rates, we could see the lower highs and lower lows forming for literally almost all of 2022. Now, what began to change? Well, inflation began to kind of to show signs that it was peaking, right? And this happened in the month of August of 2022, if I'm not mistaken. And then we slowly started making a climb down. I mean, it's been a battle for sure, and especially for those that have been watching the channel. This is something that we watch very closely every single month. Now, where are we as of right now? Well, if we look at this on the 4-hour time frame, QQQ, and I also pulled up just the NASDAQ futures for you as well, we're at 13,320 for the NASDAQ futures itself. And we are testing previous resistance range, as you guys can see, dating back to kind of earlier in this month, and then we also peaked right around that same range. So this has been known, and you can see the same resistance here, and resistance here. So we are testing that same resistance range. So whatever happens, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's going to be on Tuesday of next week, because it's going to be on Wednesday of next week, because that's going to be the 3rd of May. So Wednesday of next week at 2 p.m. Eastern time, the market is either going to really begin to skyrocket based off of what is reported, or it's really going to tank, right? And it's all based off what is actually reported and how the market interprets that. And let me make sure that you understand. Right now, the market is very overbought based off of recent patterns. So it needs to make sure that whatever it reports is as expected, because if it comes in higher than expected, or they show signs of we're not done with these rate hikes, then the market, even if they do announce a 0.25% interest rate hike, but they give the guidance or the expectation that there's more to come, the market will tank. Now, if they announce the 0.25 interest rate hike and they support the case that we are thinking of slowing down, we are thinking of pivoting, or we are thinking about cutting interest rates, now that would be a perfect setup for the actual NASDAQ market to skyrocket, and other markets as well, right? Banks are hurting. Mortgage companies are hurting, right? The overall market was hurting because of these higher interest rates and how inflation, was taking a toll. Now the only concern is the recession. Are we going to go into a recession? Again, that's not something that we can predict ourselves, but it's based off of how the Federal Reserve will prepare that will determine how the market will react, right? So I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood the market's expectation, and that is a 0.25% interest rate hike that is going to be announced by the Federal Reserve next Wednesday, May 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure that you are aware of this so you accommodate your positions. If you want to be in a very bullish position, then be very bullish. If you want to begin to reduce your position, then so be it. If you want to begin to short because you think that the market is going to, react in a negative way, then get ready and prepare, right? Our job is not to predict, our job is to prepare, and this is why I'm filming this video. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. If you guys have any questions after this video, feel free to send me a direct message via Discord or via Instagram, and that's the first or third link in the description down below. And I do want to remind you that our GTR or 50K cash giveaway is coming to an end. There's only 36 days left, and it's still mind-boggling to me that one of you is going to be walking away with a 2019 Nissan GTR. And if you haven't checked it out on Instagram, this thing spits flames now. And again, it literally takes only one lucky entry, and that can be as buying something as simple as a t-shirt that can win you a 2019 Nissan GTR or 50K cash. So if you want to learn more on how you can enter the giveaway, click the fourth link in the description down below, or shoot me a direct message via Discord or via Instagram down below. I appreciate your time. Hope that we're in thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I'll see you in our next live trading session, and that's going to be at market open on Monday, and that's the second link in the description down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.